Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to allow a few moments for people to join. If you would like, you can introduce yourself in the chat as well as your business. All right, thank you for the introduction. Welcome, my name is Taya Brown. I am the Administrative Coordinator at the Temple SBDC. The Temple SBDC helps small businesses start, grow, and succeed. We do this through our no-cost consulting and a variety of webinar programs like the one you're joining today. You're joining us for Social Media Foundations, LinkedIn. We're recording today's session, and a copy of the recording and PowerPoint will be sent to all attendees. We encourage you to post any questions in the Q&A box. All attendees have been muted, and I'll turn over the floor to Cassie.
Thanks, Taya, and thanks everyone for coming this afternoon. Again, like she said, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A section, and we'll be monitoring that and stop to answer questions. All right. So as Taya kind of went over, she went over, us, the SBDC, and I want to talk a little bit about us as well. There are 16 small business development centers in Pennsylvania. If you ever move from the Temple area, then there's probably another one near you in Pennsylvania or in other states. So always keep that in mind. The SBDCs are here to help with growing your businesses wherever you may be. We provide consulting, business education, programming, workshops, and clinics like the one here that you're sitting in on. And so if you have further questions after this, please feel free to get in touch. There will be information at the end of this presentation about how to contact us, as well as our website as well. Now, just a little bit about me. So I have worked for the SBDC now for going on 4 years. 2 of those were in basic consulting, general consulting, and now I've been specializing in digital marketing. So anything to do with social media, websites, search engine optimization, and prior to that, worked in property management. If you have any questions about our Center of Excellence, our training programs, or digital marketing past this presentation, feel free to reach out to me and us at the SBDC. So our agenda for the day is, first, we'll get into just an intro to LinkedIn and its benefits, because of course this is LinkedIn Basics, so we'll start pretty basic. Then we'll go over how you set up a LinkedIn profile, how you get started. Then we'll go over how to use LinkedIn for business. Then we will go into marketing tactics on LinkedIn and networking on it. And we'll end with some Q&A and next steps. So that's our agenda for the day. First, what is LinkedIn? Well, before we can answer that, it's good to talk about, well, what is social media? What are the benefits of using it in general? Social media is a computer internet-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas and information. You've probably heard of some of them like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and others. And we host other webinars on these. If you're curious about learning more about these, check out our events page, because we do offer these as well. Now, why be on social media? Well, it's a free, easy way to market yourself. And small businesses don't usually have huge marketing budgets. So a free marketing tool like social media is very beneficial. Also, a good thing about social media is it allows you to narrow in on your niche target market because everyone's on social media. But through its tools, you can narrow down into particular groups that share an interest with your business. So those are just a couple reasons. And lastly, if you think of any other major business out there, you almost expect them to have some sort of social media. Maybe not every social media platform, but it's almost showing that you're an established business. For example, you think of Ulta Beauty or Target or Petco or PetSmart. You're probably going to expect them to have social media. And so that's yet another reason it kind of showcases you as an established business just by having one or a few of those platforms. So those are a couple reasons of why maybe to be on social media. Now let's talk about LinkedIn specifically. LinkedIn is a platform that's geared towards businesses and other professionals, whereas other social media platforms are more personal in nature. LinkedIn offers that essentially in a more professional sense. It's a place to build your professional network through networking, sharing content related to your career and industries that you're involved with. LinkedIn is a place where you can showcase your professional story through career milestones like promotions or career changes, business milestones and successes. Showcase your skills or your business's skills by listing your achievements, awards you've won, work you've done, or partnerships that you've had or contributed to. So the point of building up your personal and your business profile on LinkedIn is to help people determine if you would be a good person or a good business to network with or to partner with, or maybe even to hire. Now, why LinkedIn is important for businesses specifically is because you can use it to build a network, build professional credibility, which can then generate sales. So let's talk about why you might want to be on LinkedIn. Well, one, there are over 260 million users from all different types of industries. There's tons of college students on here, professional organizations, any type of hiring personnel, and tons of businesses. So there's a wide variety of people, businesses that are on here, and they're all on here for different professional reasons or goals. So take Chase Bank, for example. They have a business profile page where they post important industry content and news. Now, Chase employees probably also have their own personal profiles where they post about their own personal successes and network. Now, a Chase Bank HR rep might use LinkedIn to seek out candidates on LinkedIn using their profile. So LinkedIn offers a wide range of professional opportunities for businesses and individuals. LinkedIn is also an international platform and has one of the highest percentages of international users and international engagement. So if your business is international or maybe considering going international, LinkedIn can really help in making connections. 94% of recruiters use LinkedIn to vet not only candidates, but also vet businesses for contracts. So that's another reason why LinkedIn might be good. Lastly, there are 55 million businesses on LinkedIn, which makes LinkedIn, as you can see from others, a great place to be for your business. Now, let's switch to kind of like the demographic side of it and who's on there. If you look at the demographics, the percentage of men and women are about even. So if you have, people who are, if your, target market is men or women, both are on here. So both of those groups are going to be available to you on LinkedIn. Looking at age, there is a healthy number of users in pretty much every category of age that is of working age. But there is a slight drop off in users that are ages, around the retirement age. So maybe it's good to consider if your target market is primarily in the retirement age or older, then maybe LinkedIn wouldn't be as good for you. But if you're, looking in the age ranges below that, might be a great platform for you. If your customers and others that you partner with are actually, so let's skip to income and education. So if you look at income and education, there are also people from every income level on LinkedIn and people from every education level on LinkedIn. One thing to note is there are a significant amount of people with higher education on LinkedIn, which is especially great if you're a small business looking to hire. And with a business profile, you can actually post jobs so that those people looking on LinkedIn for jobs can find you. And lastly, looking at location, there are more users that live in urban and suburban. There are more users that are living in urban and suburban areas than those that are living in rural areas. So if your business has a target market customers that are primarily living in very rural areas, then maybe LinkedIn wouldn't be your number one platform choice to be on. So looking at those demographics can help to give you insight to, is this a profile or is this LinkedIn platform going to be right for my business and my target market that I'm trying to reach? All right. Now here are a few more good benefits that you should know about LinkedIn. And one in particular is that LinkedIn is very helpful for B2B businesses, in addition to B2C businesses. And what that means is business to business or business to consumer businesses. So for example, say a hospital is looking to contract out some construction on their building that they would if they're looking to contract out some construction on their building, they might be more likely to look on LinkedIn at some of their professional contacts rather than looking on Facebook or Instagram, right? LinkedIn has developed as a really great place for business to business or B2B companies to network and connect, and usually end up getting more sales through it than the other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Some other reasons that LinkedIn is great for your business, starting over here on the right side of the screen, is that LinkedIn is the most trusted social network in the US. So just by having a LinkedIn profile for your business can appear more professional and trustworthy just by having that profile. LinkedIn also allows you to create content and updates, and it has higher SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. I won't go too much into that, but what SEO or search engine optimization means is that if someone's trying to find you on, say, like Google or LinkedIn, and you have good SEO practices, then you're more easily found on those search engines when people look for you there. And LinkedIn actually can help, if you have that LinkedIn, can help to boost your SEO and make you more easily found on Google and search engines. It's also easier to get engagement on LinkedIn than on other platforms like Facebook. Although there's a lot of people on Facebook, there's a lot more engagement and involvement on LinkedIn. And then on the left here, there's some other great stats as well, starting with 51% of the companies acquired a B2C customer through LinkedIn. It's quite a bit. 93% of B2B marketers consider LinkedIn to be the most effective site for lead generation. So great for lead generation. LinkedIn is responsible for 64% of all visits from social media channels to corporate websites. So a great way to connect people to your website and drive traffic to your website. 80% of LinkedIn members want to connect with companies to enhance their decision-making. 50% of LinkedIn members report that they are more likely to buy from a company that they engage with on LinkedIn. Getting back to that sense of professional, established businesses, it gives you that sense of being an established and professional business. And then lastly, LinkedIn generates more leads for B2B companies than Facebook, Twitter, or blogging individually. So those are just a few reasons why it might be very beneficial for you as a business to be on LinkedIn. Now, after all that business to business talk, you may be wondering, well, is LinkedIn better for business to business companies or business to consumer companies? The answer is both. If you're seeking to do either of these, LinkedIn is a really good choice for you. If you're wanting to establish your personal or your professional brand, want to find a job or a business collaborator, maybe wanting to just generate leads for your business, this is a great tool. It's great too if you're a business owner or an individual looking to gain more business knowledge from peers and professionals. And it is a great place to find support for your business or startup projects. LinkedIn currently remains the most used social media platform for organic and paid B2B marketing activities. Social media is actually the most common channel B2B marketers used for distributing organic content, and of those, LinkedIn was ranked at #1. So again, just to harp on this more, it is very good to have a LinkedIn, whether you have a business to business company or a business to consumer company. So now I want to take, and then someone asked, what is lead generation? Lead generation is essentially whenever you're seeking people to come to your business. You're seeking leads, essentially. So leads could be another word for customers. So this page here, this is my personal account. This is what a personal LinkedIn account looks like. With LinkedIn, you can have a personal account and you can have a business account. You want to create your personal account first, and then from there, create your business one after. As you can see here, you can enter your name, what you prefer to be called, your title or your job role. This all can go on your home page. You can show your employer, where the area that you live, the schools that you've attended or school that you've attended. You can upload a picture of yourself for the profile picture. Keep in mind when you're making a picture here, you want it to be professional. So maybe not the same photo used on Facebook or Instagram. You do want that to be a professional photo. And then something for the cover photo could be something related to the industry that you're in. So for example, I chose a path because my job is helping small businesses find a path to growth. And so I chose that. Now this is what a business profile looks like. Not too different. This is the Temple University's SBDC page. As you can see, it has a similar look with just a few differences. The profile picture here is a square shape instead of a circle shape. It shows the number of employees that work here, so that's different from the personal page. It has a link to the business's website, so you can get connected. So you can click sign up or view website, and it'll take you to the website of the business. It also offers several tabs to add more information about the company, like jobs that are available that you've posted, events that are upcoming, and employees that work there that are on LinkedIn. So having a business account allows you to do many more things, like post open positions, connect with potential employees, post upcoming events. And so that's a really great thing to have all those extra capabilities through having the business account. Now, one thing that I want to repeat is that you can't have a business account until you have made a personal account. So you first have to create your personal account, and then from there, make a business account, which we'll go over how to do that. And you might be thinking, well, why do I have to have a personal account anyway if I just want to make a business account? Well, if you have a business account, people might know like, oh, well, I think I know that person. Let me go look at their personal profile. And you want your personal profile to look professional too. You want that to be filled out and look professional as well, because you're the owner of the business. You're the face behind the business. And so you want your personal profile to also look just as professional as your business one. So we will talk about both today. So how to get started on LinkedIn, and I will come back and just check real quick the questions. Someone that looks like had a business account and disabled it because they didn't have a personal account. Now that I do, I need to submit the credit for the sales navigator that I paid for. That sounds a little bit more in depth. You might want to reach out to LinkedIn for that if it was disabled. And so I would look at LinkedIn for that. Another question, about to launch Shopify online, retail B2C business, but also want to do pop-up venues. Could LinkedIn be used to find? Yeah, you could use LinkedIn to find business to business pop-up venues. There's a lot of groups on LinkedIn where you can become part of certain groups within your industry, and that would be a good place to look for those. All right, so how do you get started on LinkedIn? Well, before you get started, you need to consider something we briefly touched on earlier. Is it right for you? Do the demographics that are on LinkedIn match the demographics of your target market? Also consider what industry you're in. If you're a solo entrepreneur, LinkedIn is a really good tool for you. If you're a consultant, a freelancer, I think someone in the chat said they were a freelance writer. If you're a voice coach, if you're a career coach, if you're just anyone who is a 1099 employee, there's a ton of people on LinkedIn in this realm, and having a LinkedIn can really boost your professional profile and the business that you run. So this is a great tool for people that are solo entrepreneurs. The chart on the right shows some of the top industries for freelancers specifically, or solo entrepreneurs specifically. Also on the left, it shows industries in general, whether solo entrepreneurs or companies that are using LinkedIn. So these are some of the top ones that are currently using it. Now there's a wide range, but leading the pack right now are education, information, technology and services, financial services, and retail. Those are the top. That doesn't mean others are not, have a great place on LinkedIn, but those are some of the top ones. But it is good to, consider if it is right for you. Another useful tool to see if LinkedIn might be good for you is look to see if your competitors are using it. Are they using it and finding success? Well, then maybe you should too if they are. Now, for signing up for LinkedIn, let's say that you decide to want to get a LinkedIn profile. This is a step-by-step guide to walk you through setting one up. It's very similar to a lot of things. You sign up, create a username, create a password, that kind of thing. But this is a step-by-step tutorial on how you would do it. That way later you can do this like on your own time without being rushed. There's also a hyperlink here that you can click on to see, if you're having issues. This will help troubleshoot some issues. You will, again, be getting this PowerPoint, so you can take this home and work through it on your own time. Now, this image on the right shows you what it will look like when you first sign up. As you can see, it will prompt you Do you want to add your photo? Do you want to connect with people? And it will essentially walk you through by prompts how to sign up for it and fill out the information. Here are some of the first steps of the things you'll want to do when you're filling this out that it will go through. Now you may wonder, well, again, why do I need my personal profile? Why am I focusing on my personal profile if I really just want a business account set up? Well, if people know that you own a business, they might go look at your personal profile. And so you want to make sure your personal profile is also looking professional and clean, because it reflects on you and your business as well. Also, if you're a solo entrepreneur, of course, you want to make your personal page look good too. So some of the things that you'll want to do is first upload a professional photo, to add your industry and location. This industry and location that you add are helpful because people can search by industry and location. Next, you can actually customize your LinkedIn URL, which I'll talk about later. You'll write a summary, describe your experiences, add skills, list your education, connect with people. And again, we'll go over a little bit more of this later, but these are the steps you essentially, it will walk you through all of these steps as you start out. All right, so making the profile. When you get here, you will have to put a country. You don't have to put a more specific region if you don't want to, but if you say are a business in the Philadelphia area, don't put the US, put Philadelphia, because that's the area that you're servicing. This is also where you would select an industry. You can always come back and edit this if you want. All you have to do is click this little pencil icon where that orange arrow on the top right is. That's how you would come back and edit that. Next, if you want to change the URL to a custom one, on the top right-hand side where you see this orange arrow, at the top it will say edit public profile and URL. And it will let you enter your name instead of the list of random numbers that comes up in that URL box. And that makes it look a little nicer. You can do the same thing when you get a business page as well. Now, as you scroll down and continue filling things out, one of the things you can add is a summary or an about section. Our example, Clifford, as you can see, wrote a really long one. Now, you don't have to make one quite this long. Most people just write a paragraph or a few short paragraphs or bullet points that state who you are, what you're seeking to get out of LinkedIn. For example, I have 5 years of experience in XYZ industry. I went to school for XYZ, and I am proficient in these areas. I am seeking opportunities in this area. You can also use a personal page summary to promote people to your business by stating, hi, I'm Tom, the owner of XYZ Inc., and I'm seeking qualified individuals to lead our company in these areas. You can also look at some of your competition and look at their profiles and see, how are they creating their profiles? And that can help as well when you're creating your own page or creating a business page as well. Now, another section that you would fill out on your personal page is your experience or jobs that you've had in the past. You can, when you come to that part, you can put in the title or the role that you played, the time frame you were there, list out what you did. Again, LinkedIn does a really good job of walking you through all of these pieces. Next, you can add some skills, which I mentioned earlier. You can type these in, or there are already some pre-populated that you can just select if they fit. You'll also want to add your education, what your degree was in, and what you focused on in that education. Again, LinkedIn will walk you through this, but it's helpful to have the images for later on when you're going through it. So let's do just a brief look at how it looks. I'll walk through my own personal one so you can see that. And then let me pull up the Q&A. So Q&A says, I have a consulting business or consultant business. I have a business account and a personal account. Should I focus on or be more active on my personal or business account? I always put my post that is on my business account and repost it on my personal. I think it's totally fine to be active on both. The reason being is it's important to have a business profile because you can have more analytics on it, but it's still good to be active on both. And I'll show when I share my screen here in just a moment an example of someone who has a personal and a business account and why it could be beneficial for both. All right, so here is my personal profile. This is the home screen. If I want to click into my personal profile, I just click on the left on myself here. And I can see from what I've filled out, this is my name, what I prefer to be called, my position, where I'm at, the schools that I've gone to, and also where I work. You have your about section down here, and all your experience, all my experiences and past roles down here. So this is what a personal page looks like. Now, if you want to edit your URL, like I mentioned before, it's right here. And what this does when you click on it and edit it is it allows you to change this URL that I've highlighted in the top. So before it said linkedin.com/5269, like a random string of numbers. But now it's nice and pretty. It says linkedin.com/Cassie Fly, my name. Looks very nice and professional. So that's where you can do that. Now, let's take a look at a business page. This is a business in Pittsburgh area. And this has a square for a profile picture. It has a description here. It has the industry below, and it has the area that it services, shows the employees. And you can have some different tabs here, like jobs you've posted. So this is what a business profile looks like. Now there's the person who owns this business also has a personal profile, but what they've done is on their personal profile, they have multiple jobs. And so they list their business that they own as one of their jobs. And then they also list their other job, say, which is, working in healthcare. Maybe they do both. And so on your personal profile, you can list all those jobs that you have. And then the business can list and focus on just your business. So that is why it might be good to have both. Also, if you have a LinkedIn profile that's for a business, you can utilize a lot more of the analytics. Question in the chat was, what's the best practice today on how many years of job to include? You can go back as far as you want if some of those jobs don't really seem pertinent to your work today. Maybe your first job ever when you're 16 isn't, super pertinent. That might be, but I think it's fine to include all. Someone asked if they have a bakery, is this a good account on this platform? Yeah, I think it's a great account. Maybe look at some other bakeries and see how they've set up their business. Question from Adam Jones. How do you feel about sharing news articles about criminal acts of violence in a specific city to drive? Yeah, okay, so this gets to a question on social media. Should I be posting things that are related to topics that are important to me? politics, race, religion, all very, difficult topics, right? And if your business is strongly related to maybe some of those particular topics and you feel like it's important that you speak on it, then that's okay. The general rule of thumb is when you're posting things, you want to stray away from like religion and politics, but at the same time, if your business is something that's so closely related to some of those topics, maybe it is necessary to, talk about those. That's a very good question. I'm going to answer a couple more questions. I do have a lot, so I'm going to get through those. What are the advantages of upgrading to premium? I would go read what is included in that, because that might have changed since I last gave this webinar. Is a business account the same as a business page? Yes, that is the same. What you have a business and still have a data. Should I put my current job on my personal profile? Yeah, in your personal profile, that's a place where you can list your day job and then the business that you run and all the different personal, professional jobs and experiences you have. And then the business page is dedicated solely to just that business. You connect your personal and business accounts. They are connected. However, on the business page, you wouldn't see, like someone wouldn't see that it is yours necessarily. So if I go to this business, you're not going to see the person's account who made this. Hope that answers that question. All right,
Cassie,
so now, yes.
Just so you're aware, there's a few questions in the chat.
Gotcha. Okay. Again, if you have questions, do put them in the Q&A so we can make sure to catch them all. I'm going to go through just a couple more. I do have to, after going through these, keep going. Is there a cost for the business account? No, it is free to start. Hello. Yes, it is international, so you can target by putting, what industry and what area you're located in can help to, when people are searching for areas in, West Africa or wherever it is you may be. Question, would you go over how to merge profiles, accounts if you have two personal accounts? So you wouldn't merge them if you have two personal accounts. You can have a personal account that's connected to a business. You can have multiple business accounts under one personal account, but you wouldn't merge two personal accounts. You can't do that. Last question. I retired from my medical profession to now open a bed and breakfast and wanted to start a LinkedIn for this new business adventure. So do I have to make a personal account since the business? Yeah, you do have to have a personal account in order to create a business account. I'm a nonprofit consultant with expertise in security grant writing and nonprofits communities. Given the sensitivity of work, I'm cautious what I post on social media. I didn't see a question in there. What if you serve across the US in your business? Where can I put multiple locations? It will allow you to put multiple locations. Alrighty, I'm going to go on and stop sharing and go back to the point. Again. All right. So now this is what the homepage, we just went through this because I did a demo, so we won't go through this again. There are a couple things on the personal page and the business page that will show up. At the top, the button where the green arrow is where you click My Network. That shows who you're currently friends with. It will also give you suggestions of people based off of your current connections who you might know. And so this can maybe point you in a direction of some others that might be good to befriend. The blue arrow shows you where some invitations might come up. So if someone found you on LinkedIn and they're inviting you to connect with them, this is where they will come up. The yellow arrow at the bottom shows where LinkedIn will suggest those other contacts that I mentioned. Let's see, and then lastly, I want to go over what the buttons and the icons on the top of the page are, the ones in the dark blue banner that are at the top. In addition to the home page and the My Network tab, there's a Jobs tab. This takes you to job postings and different tools to search for jobs. Messaging, the one next to that, is going to be where you can message people and look at past conversations. Notifications, that's where you can see if someone commented on one of your posts or liked one of your posts. And so those are what those other tabs are for. As you scroll down your LinkedIn newsfeed, you can see groups that you're a part of. Now, I highly recommend becoming part of groups related to your industry or your business on LinkedIn. For example, if you're a new business owner, maybe a professional group for small business owners, or if you're an HR consultant, maybe become part of the LinkedIn HR group to see relevant articles and news related to your industry. You can add upcoming events and see them here. You can also start following hashtags that interest you and list them here on the left as well. So this is kind of your area of things and groups that you follow. Now let's talk about how to make a post. When you start to make a post on the home screen, this is what pops up. You can attach a photo with what you want to write, or you can attach a video. If you say you copy and paste a link to an article, that photo might already come up for you. You may not have to add it. Hashtags are also helpful to use here. Hashtags are actually very useful on LinkedIn because people, as I mentioned earlier, can follow them and find useful information related to those. As you can also see in this image on the right, you can post as yourself or your business. So they are connected, your personal and business profile. And so if you want, you can choose to post to both of them at the same time. If you regularly do that, like someone mentioned earlier, that can just save you some time. Let's see here. Now this portion, I won't spend time talking on it, but I wanted to leave it as a resource for you since you will be getting this PowerPoint. I did want to make you aware of a couple accounts that LinkedIn can link with. So you might have heard that you can connect with different social media accounts so that when you create a post, you want to post to multiple platforms, you can do it all from one place. For example, say you want to post to both LinkedIn and Twitter without going into each platform. Well, by linking your accounts, you can post from LinkedIn and also post to Twitter. With Facebook, you can link to your Facebook account to LinkedIn to connect your contacts and add those contacts to LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is limited in its ability to post to Facebook and LinkedIn at the same time, but you can still connect the two so that you can get your contacts from Facebook and your LinkedIn account. Like I said, I won't be spending too much time on walking through how to do this, but I did, because I have more to go through, but I did want to leave instructions on this in case you were interested in doing that. Now let's move on to making your business account and how that is slightly different. So the first screen that pops up when you start to make your business account, you will come to this page. The first thing that you do is select what category you fall under. Most of you will fall under the small business category. There's not any difference in the functionality that these offer, but it can help with search engine optimization, also called SEO, to make it easier to categorize you on the back end of LinkedIn so you can be found. Again, most of you will choose the small business one, but do read through these. If you have a business with more than 200 employees, then you can select the medium to large businesses. For the showcase page listed here, probably none of you will actually use this one. But this is for, say, a large company that is showcasing a certain development or product. Or if you're an educational institution, you could select that one. Now, if, say, your business is a preschool, then I would still select small business. But if it's a larger educational institution, like a college or something, then you might want to select educational institution instead. Most of you, again, will probably fall under this first category, but I did want to show this page so when you got to it, you weren't confused on which one to select here. So again, here's a step-by-step for creating a business account. You can go through this on your own time, but I also briefly show where you find the create business account link. So let me stop sharing just for a moment and go back to LinkedIn. So when you're in LinkedIn, I'm on my home page. In the top right, where it says for businesses, if everyone sees in the top right where those 9 dots or 9 squares are for businesses, you simply click that, scroll down, and click create a company page. Brings you here, and you'll select the first one. So that's where you go to get started, and it pretty much walks you through the rest of that. Now we'll switch back on over to the PowerPoint. All right, and Tay, let me know if you can't see my screen. I think it should be working now.
Everything's good.
Great. All right. Now, let's go here. Now, if you are the person who created the business page, so you went through that process and you created the business page, you are considered the page's super admin, or the one that can add or change all this information that you added to your business profile, like your industry, your company size, your website link, all of that. However, say you want to add someone as another admin so that they can post for you, because maybe you have someone that it's their job to do all the marketing and all the social media posts, and you want them to have functionality to not change all the things you just entered, like the industry and website and all of that, but you want them to have the functionality to post for you. You can add them here, and this is how to do that. So you can add them as a basic admin, not a super admin, but just as a basic admin to do that. And this is step-by-step how you can do that. These are also hyperlinks that can show you how to do this, and you will receive this at the end of the presentation as well. All right, so we did already do a brief overview of what a business page looks like. Now that you have a page, what do you do? Well, one, use it to connect with people. Ask people to follow your business page. Use your personal page to connect those that you already know on your personal page with your business page. So you can invite them to follow you. I'll let them know you have a business. Now, LinkedIn is careful about cold calls and soliciting. So if you try messaging and connecting with too many people that you don't actually have any connection to, LinkedIn could flag you. So don't just like send out a billion invitations to like everyone, that might not be good. But sending out invitations to people within your industry, that by, the friends that you currently have on LinkedIn, perfectly fine. But if you send out, 300 invites to random people, LinkedIn might flag you. Another good thing to do is you can utilize a LinkedIn group as a great way to reach out to more people that might be interested in your business or services and products. Another way to utilize LinkedIn is to get endorsements. You can ask people to endorse you for certain skills on here. Another great way to utilize your business page is also to post jobs. As we talked about earlier, it's a great way for businesses to post opportunities and find qualified candidates. Your business page is also a great online resume, essentially. So making sure that when you fill out your business page, you're filling out each piece fully. Now, the business accounts also allow you to look at analytics. What you can do with analytics is see how many people are coming to your business page, how many people are liking your posts, how many people are viewing the posts but not liking them. You can look on your activity, content suggestions. LinkedIn will provide suggestions here. So it's a good idea to check out this page, this analytics section. You can also use LinkedIn to view trending content. For example, if you own a preschool, you might want to see what content is trending in education and learning. This could be very useful to see what is going on in your industry, what jobs people are looking for, and what products and services people are looking for. So definitely spend some time in analytics and familiarizing yourself with it. So now we've talked a lot about how to get your account set up, and we've talked about social media, but before you get started marketing, it's a good idea to write down some basic objectives and goals, because if you don't do that, you're not going to have a clear way to measure your results. So take the time to create a plan up front. For example, if your business objective is to drive leads and drive sales, then your social media goal might be conversions and trying to get more clicks to your website, more email signups. Whereas maybe if your objective is to grow the brand more, maybe you're focusing more on just awareness. So you're watching more of how many followers you're getting, how many shares you're getting from them. And so that can help with seeing, what metrics are you watching for. Also, it's a good idea, like I said before, research the competition. Look at other competitors or others in your industry that are doing well on this platform for ideas to find inspiration for what to post. Also, creating a social media calendar can be helpful, and saying, I'm going to post on LinkedIn once per week. Facebook, I'm going to post twice per week. Instagram, I'm going to post twice per week. That can help you measure your results in the end. And these, I know I want to go through some questions, and the rest of this in the presentation are some other things to keep in mind for LinkedIn, like that are tips, but I do want to get to those questions. And so I'm going to go over just this last slide here and then go over some questions. All right, so here's a LinkedIn strategy example. When you make a post, there are a lot of ways to make it more engaging. Here are two examples. The one on the left is the Temple SBDC trying to get people to attend an event. As you can see, some ways they made this post more engaging is they used emojis to bring an extra pop of color. This event had a guest speaker, so they tagged the guest speaker because they knew people knew about this guest speaker and it could get more eyes on this post. This helps to reach more people. They also tagged the person who hosted the event. They used a few hashtags as well. In the other example on the right, the business is posting about an award given to their CEO. To get more attention and traction on this, they tagged Forbes, who wrote the article. They tagged the business that gave the award, and they tagged the CEO who got the award. And they used a popular hashtag, Forbes under 30, all to reach more people or people following those hashtags or those people that are tagged. So those are a couple ways that you can use this strategy in LinkedIn. And for the rest of these, y'all can also read these. These are some extra tools, but I do want to get to some of those Q&A. And this is extra resources on LinkedIn and more about our center. All right, let's go to the questions. Do you believe acknowledging you're working for a full-time employer on your personal account could compromise your integrity on the business side? Honestly, I don't think so. Maybe it would for others, but if you're giving good quality service, probably fine. It also depends on the industry that you're in. I see a link to something, but I don't see a question associated with that link that someone posted. If one is just opening a LinkedIn, what is the best way to let colleagues know that you now have a LinkedIn profile and invite them to connect with me? Yes, so one thing you can do is you can go to LinkedIn and you can actually search the university you went to, the employers you worked for, and you can see who under those, in those schools or in those employers, are on LinkedIn that you might know. You can type in some of their names and find them and invite them as a friend. And LinkedIn will also, through who you already have friends with on LinkedIn, will suggest that. So for example, if I work at Temple University, I'm friends with Taya on LinkedIn already, but maybe I'm not friends with, another coworker that I just forgot to add. LinkedIn will kind of notice that and they'll suggest people. So you start to add people who you know, and over time, LinkedIn will suggest people for you as well. But you can also search through their filter tools, others, and that is a helpful way to get more if you're just starting out on LinkedIn. How do you selectively remove certain connections? You can just go through them one by one, I think, if you want to remove connections. I don't know if there's a way to like deselect a certain category. So on your business account, if you're selling soap, should you post the upcoming sale? Sure, that's fine. Now, one thing to keep in mind with LinkedIn, you don't want to only post ads, right? People come to LinkedIn not just to read ads. They come to LinkedIn to look up interesting content on their industry. They come to LinkedIn to see, professional accomplishments and celebrations and other things. So you should really keep it at maybe more of like a 80-20 rule, where 80% of your post is engaging content about your industry and your business, but not necessarily specific sales pitches. And so you do want to try to not make all your posts about sales. Question, if your company has a website, will LinkedIn connect you to their website? Yeah, if your company has a website, when you go in and create a business profile, there'll be a question saying, what is the link to your website? You put it there. Question, do you recommend specifying hashtags that are specific to your business? And for example, hashtag your company name. That's fine, but I'd also maybe pair it with other hashtags because, for example, what's a popular brand? Maybe hashtag Petco is going to be a more well-known hashtag than, hashtag Jim's Pet Store, right? And so you can use the hashtag for your business, but also use others too, because the goal of using hashtags is to get more eyes on it. So using more popular ones, maybe it's like hashtag small business Saturday. That's a good one to use. Let's see here. Do you suggest congratulating people you know for work anniversaries or job promotions? Yes. One thing about LinkedIn is it's good to be involved and comment on other people's posts and other businesses that you know's posts and interact with them. LinkedIn has a certain it's a networking platform. So if you network with someone else and you comment on their items, they're likely to do the same for you in return. It's kind of like this thought of, well, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. So it's good to engage with others on LinkedIn, because next time that they go and they see a post you made, they might comment on it or like it because they're like, oh, I remember he commented or she commented on my post and that was really nice of them. So it's good to engage and do that in return for others. Last question. If you post to LinkedIn through a social media management hub tool, perfect example is like HubSpot or Sprout Social. Does this create as much engagement as if you directly posted to LinkedIn? Not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily directly affect that or directly affect your engagement, but it can help, because if you have a lot of platforms and you're trying to post to all of them, you can do that all from one spot, and it can just make it a lot easier if you have a social media management tool like Hootsuite or Sprout Social. It can also help you because it has all the analytics right there too, but it doesn't necessarily directly affect engagement. Good questions. All right, so I got all the ones in the Q&A. And there is a survey. Would really appreciate if you fill out the survey. Really helps us. Also, we do have, if you're looking for someone to look at your social media and give some feedback, you can sign up for our you can sign up for our social media audits. You can reach out to us through our website and sign up for our digital marketing audits. And here's our website. Here's our phone number, our email, so that you can get in contact. Also, we also have one-on-one consulting we can do if you'd prefer that. So please feel free to reach out to us for any of those items. I hope I got through everyone's questions. I know I got through all the ones in the Q&A. I know we're about out of time. But yeah, thank you so much. And that's pretty much it. Sorry if we went a couple minutes over.
Thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. Again, a follow-up email will be sent to all attendees within 2 to 3 business days with the recording as well as the slide deck. If you would like, you can use the resource page to attend any upcoming webinars, schedule consulting, sign up. And thank you again, Cassie, for presenting today.
Thank you, and thank you for all the wonderful questions. If I didn't get to yours, please reach out to us for one-on-one. Be happy to help.
All right, thanks everyone. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.